Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we're talking about having zero expectations for other people. I think I've actually done an entire video on this exact subject. I can't remember, but it's like, it sounds like a topic that I would talk about, but I have new thoughts. At least I think I do. And so I'm a big optimist, you know. I always try and see the best in people. I always try and think like glass is half full. You know, I'm always the eternal optimist, the Mr. Brightside, whatever you want to say. However, I don't tend to expect a lot from other people, and it's really useful and it's really helpful. And it helps me be that eternal optimist because I don't expect people to have a plan. I don't expect people to follow through with what they say they're going to do. I just kind of have this like expectation of like, okay, well, you know, if they're bringing the burger buns to the barbecue, I'm going to bring some too. And if they bring them, great, awesome. I'll just take mine home and that's fine. And so I'm not like pessimistic or frustrated by other people, but I just don't expect anything from them. You know, when I make plans to go for coffee with a friend or a date or whatever, I expect them to cancel last minute. I follow through as if that they're going to, you know, show up, but I have a contingency plan. I have made other arrangements. And so if they text me and they're like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it or whatever, I'm like, that's fine. Bye. And this has been so helpful in my life recently, but also like throughout my entire life. I've just kind of done this. I was talking with a friend recently about sort of self-sufficiency and like standing on your own. And I was explaining to them that from a very, very young age, I did my own laundry from like the age of like, I don't know, 9 or something like that. And like some people I know have like started doing their own laundry earlier than that. But for me, it was just, I wanted consistently clean clothes. I was like really fastidious about like how clean my shoes were, all of these things. And I just didn't expect or rely on other people to do it. You know, I'm not saying that my parents weren't like, you know, very caring and like supportive, like they very much were. But from a very young age, I was just like, no, I need to take care of my own things and I need to like do my own thing. And so I've always been like a very self-sufficient kind of person, like stand on my own. I have a real hard time letting other people do stuff for me. And I think that helps play into the whole idea of like having zero expectations for other people, because genuinely it makes your life so much easier. Like it makes your life so much easier when you're just not expecting other people to kind of come through for you or like help you in specific ways. It's great when they do. I'm so thankful and grateful to like my friends and family and the people I love, because 9 times out of 10, they absolutely come through. They do what they're supposed to do. They follow through with the plan. It's great. But especially with strangers or people I don't know very well, I have zero expectations. You know, like if you want to cancel the date, if you want to, you know, fail to bring the pickleball rackets, if we're going pickleballing or, you know, if we're going hiking, whatever, I make sure that I have everything I need and I expect nothing from them. I have no expectations. I'm like, they're probably going to show up with none of the right gear, with none of the right know-how. And, you know, oftentimes I'm pleasantly surprised. Sometimes they meet my expectations of 0 and like, I'm just like, whatever, like, it's not a big deal. I kind of expected this. But most of the time, people exceed my non-existent expectations of them. And it's fantastic. And that really does lead into being an optimist and to getting along with people really well, because it like sets the right tone. I think we all know that when we are going to a gathering of people, or we're going to an event, or we're going to something with other people, the tone that is struck at the beginning is so important. And if you're in a bad mood going into something, it's just going to tarnish the whole event. So, you know, family reunions, whatever it is, I go in with zero expectations. I'm just saying, you know what, this probably isn't going to go very well. It's, you know, but I'm ready for it. You know, I'm prepared. I have allotted this time just to be here. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be doing what whatever I'm supposed to be doing at this event. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, I am pleasantly surprised by how genuinely people care, people put in the effort, people try, making the best of a bad situation. I admire that in other people so much. I mean, it's one of the biggest things I look for in a partner and in friends is when they can have a bad situation happen to them and they don't let it ruin their day, their week, their relationship, their situation. When someone is just like, you know what, I got a speeding ticket, but we're going to the mountains to have fun and we're going hiking or whatever. I find that so incredibly appealing and attractive and such a good characteristic of people, because it's like, man, like you really came into it with zero expectations and you had a good time. And I think that's such a key factor in not expecting things. Because what is expecting something? Expecting something is you imagine that something is going to happen. And so if you expect good things to happen and they don't happen, it's going to ruin your whole day, your whole week, your whole month, whatever you're having, it won't be good. And just removing that expectation and going, you know what, this is probably going to be an absolute shit show, but I'm going to be here to have fun. I don't have anywhere else to be, and we're going to see how it goes. That is the way to live. I really believe, like, be optimistic, but don't expect. And I think that there's like a very fine line between that, between, being optimistic about like, oh, it's going to be a beautiful day. And then, you have this expectation of it being a good day. There's a very big difference to that, but it's a fine line of, seeing it in those respects. I find a lot of people, especially in Canada, are obsessive over the weather. And if the weather isn't like beautiful, sunny, like it is today, like, I don't know if you can see like very few clouds in the sky, it's all blue and beautiful. If it's not like this every single day, I find that Canadians, and it's probably everybody, like it's not just Canadians, it's probably everybody, but I find that specifically Canadians and British people, because those are the two people I have the most experience with, have this like expectation of it's either a good day like this or it's dreadful, it's horrible, it's rainy, it's snowy, it's, windy, whatever. And I find that so bizarre that they let the weather dictate how they feel. And like, I understand to a degree, like if it's been crappy weather for the last, like, I don't know, 4 weeks or something. Okay, yeah, go ahead, get upset. But, a lot of people really dictate their mood and how they feel by the current of the wind. And you have no control over that. And it goes back to sort of Taoism and the idea of like, you don't have any control over the universe. But you do have control over how you react to it. And so having this like zero expectation of like, no, I'm going to have a great day because I'm here, I'm alive, and it's what I'm setting out to do. That is the optimism you want, without the expectation of it's going to be a good day or people are going to be good and reliable and trustworthy and blah, 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 blah. So optimistic is sort of not letting anything externally affect your mood and how you're doing and how you're feeling. Whereas the expectation of things is sort of setting up your hopes. And if they aren't met, you are going to be upset. And that is not what the Stoics are about. It's not what the Taoists are about. It's not what I'm about. So that's my 2 cents for today. Zero expectations, be an optimist, live in the moment, allow yourself to be this like immovable stone. Like, you're going to have a good time, an enjoyable day, no matter what happens, but don't expect good things to happen. Don't expect the world to go correctly. When it goes correctly, enjoy, celebrate, when everything goes to plan, really appreciate that. But don't expect things to inherently go well, because life does not like doing that. Like, for whatever reason, life is a struggle. Life is suffering and difficulty and strife, but there are moments of beauty and, moments where everything just falls into place perfectly, and you need to appreciate and enjoy those things. So, like I said, that is my 2 cents. I'd love to know what you think about this whole idea of expectations, having zero expectations, plan for, what is the expression? Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Those kinds of ideas will put you in a very good position to enjoy your life and to be prepared for when things don't go exactly the way they should. So thank you so much for listening. And as always, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.